everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Black String. Not sure how this ended up on my list, but here it is. Frankie Muniz is in it. That's the only name I recognize, and I don't know what else he's done since his stint on TV. But he plays a slacker who has a one-night stand with a mysterious woman, but then he starts to believe that he's a victim of a supernatural plot. So certain things start to happen to him, and his parents think he's crazy, but he thinks there's something bigger going on. I don't know. 5.4 on IMDb, but only 537 people have viewed it. So I don't know. An hour and 33 minutes long. I'll get into it here a little bit, find out what it's about. I'll give you a better idea of what the synopsis is, and then ultimately let you know what I think. So stick around. If you're interested, I'll tell you all about it. Alright, I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Black String. Sorry there's no check-ins, and I'll explain why. We kind of got a good idea what the plot was. So our main character, played by Frankie Muniz, is a store clerk, whatever, has an encounter with a woman he met via a 1-900 number for singles in the local area. He has a one-night stand with her. Wakes up, he's got a rash. Okay, and then this rash is really bad. Doctors don't know really what it is, and he's starting to experience different things, seeing things, dreaming of things, stuff like that. Meanwhile, he's trying to explain to his parents, to his friends, what's going on. And he's acting very strange because of all this, and they, of course, think he's crazy. And so it starts him down the rabbit hole of him seeing things and people putting him in the psychiatric ward kind of stuff. So you get it, right? So but the reason there was no check-ins was because that's the whole plot of the movie, and you don't figure out really what's going on until about an hour into the movie. But they're leading you down the path. It's not like you're sitting here waiting, you're trying to figure it all out. But it wasn't until there was an hour into the movie and there's only 27 minutes left. I wasn't going to check in then and tell you, because I think that, obviously, because it takes that long to figure out what the whole reason behind all of it is, that's part of the intrigue of the movie. And so then I could say that it's not terrible, this movie. It's not great, don't get me wrong, but it's not a complete waste of time. There's some kind of moments for me. But it all then, once everything gets figured out, and at least for the most part, then you're like, well, how will this all come to an end? What's going to happen here? And I like what they did. It could have gone a bunch of different ways, but I think that made it a little bit better. Now, I'll say this. They allude to things in our main character's past that they don't clarify. So as I mentioned, he's seen from others like kind of crazy because of everything that's going on with him. And, he doesn't think he's crazy. He thinks he's alright and different things are happening. But then, anyway, while his friends and his parents are talking to him, they're like, this isn't the first time. And he's like, I had one bad incident in high school, and, that shouldn't define me, essentially, is what he says. And so they're like, you had more than one. So they allude to this whole history of him having psychiatric type issues, but they don't clarify it or go into great detail. So that's kind of I get it. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to say this isn't the first time you're acting crazy. You've acted crazy in the past, but they give no evidence in the movie to that. So there's some pieces of this that are holy, and like then there's another piece of the people behind it. So the girl who we met and everything that's involved in. A lot of intrigue there, a lot of mystery, not a lot of backstory on that. So a lot of holes. Don't think you're going to get all the answers in this one, and don't think you're getting something great either. And it depends on how you feel about certain things. And I don't want to go into great detail. I was disappointed a little bit in why his rash was there, but once you figure it out, then you gotta stay on the path, right, and see it to the end. Does that make sense? Hopefully, You know, because that's not the end of it. It's not like, oh, that's what it is, and you turn it off. You go, okay, how does this go forward? And that's the most, I don't know, it's hard because I think if you're going to watch this film, I don't want to give you any of the details because, like I said, they keep it a secret throughout the entire movie until the final end. And then, of course, how does it all play out is the key piece. And so, with all of that said, in the most obscure way that I can say things, I think it's about a 5 or 6. You know? Some of it I liked. I liked Frankie for a while, but then there's pieces of it that I didn't like. None of the other characters are worth anything. It's really just all about him. So it's, I don't know. There's something there. I think there's parts of this movie that were written poorly. And there's an interaction that I don't know how to explain it to you without knowing what happens in this movie, but let's just say it this way. One of the so Frankie's our main character, maybe one of the bad people, obviously. And there's an interaction between them where he's like challenging this person when it's clear that it's silly that he should be challenging them. You know what I mean? Like, that's the piece. Again, it's hard for me to say, but it's, you know, it's poorly written. Like, I don't know how to say it. I don't know. I'm sorry, but that's the piece I don't like. So there's that. I thought, you know, why do that? But now I'm rambling and it's hard, and I apologize because I don't want to give away anything in case you do want to watch it. So don't run out and watch this movie right away unless you're a big Frankie Muniz fan. Go ahead. But if you're into maybe sci-fi, mystery, it's a little grotesque with the rashes and stuff like that. There is a scary image as well too that made me frightened. So if you're into that, let's put it that way, check this out when you get a chance. If you run out of other things to watch, it's an hour and, 27 minutes long, so you're not wasting too much time, but set your expectations low and see it through to the end. That's what I got for you. Hopefully I'm helpful in some form or fashion. I'd love to be able to talk openly about it, but I can't in case you didn't see it and I don't want to spoil it. So there you go. If you do check it out, love to hear your thoughts. Drop me some comments. Not a complete waste of time, but nothing you should run out and watch right away. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Camel's Irish Pub.